Hey, this is Christopher here, and we are back with Michael Williams for part 2 of his interview of What's Brewing. But before we get into this video, let's roll that beautiful B-roll. Michael, thank you so much for coming back.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, for those who may have missed episode 1 and didn't get a chance to watch that, let us know who you are and what do you do?
Well, I'm Mike Williams. I'm married for the last 33 years to my high school sweetheart, Holly Williams. I have one son, 14 years old, that attends Fatima and STM next year.
Nice.
I've been in Lafayette for 33 years. My family's originally from Baton Rouge. However, our original family are all from Vermilion Parish and St. Landry Parish, so we're all coming back home, to Acadiana. And I am vice president of business banking, which is a commercial banker for Hancock Whitney Bank over the last 22 years.
And an entrepreneur.
And entrepreneur. I have AAA factory direct blinds and shutters. That's my 501 job, I call it. I'm also heavily involved within the community.
That's actually what I wanted to talk about. So we know you're very involved with banking, but
yes,
tell us about some of the things you are doing in the community.
Well, we have a great community. Love Acadiana, love this area. I am involved as president of the Chamber of Commerce for Youngsville. I'm also the chairman for economic development for the Youngsville Chamber of Commerce, and which of course corresponds to the city of Youngsville itself. And I'm also a Kiwanian for the Lafayette Kiwanis group here in town.
Nice.
That's been for the last 20 years on that side.
That keeps you busy. Now, I would say, in the grand picture, new to Chamber of Commerce's, and I know a lot of folks may not be aware. What does a chamber do?
Okay. There's a lot of misconceptions about what chambers are and what they do. A Chamber of Commerce is not a government-funded organization. It is a membership-funded organization, which means the money we bring in is all from business owners or people that want to get involved within the community, especially the business community. And just because you're a member of a local chamber, say Youngsville Chamber of Commerce, Broussard Chamber of Commerce, or even one Acadiana, you could be a member of all the chambers with your business. It's not geographically where you're located. It's geographically where you want to do business.
Exactly.
And that could be anywhere.
And I think people get confused because it's almost like sports teams. They're like, well, I'm with the Youngsville Chamber.
Yes.
It's like, well, you can be a member of multiple chambers. And that, I think, was my biggest misconception, is that it was only for that city, for folks doing, or people who live there. But in truth, it's really getting involved with other businesses. The Broussard, for example, their leadership motto is leadership goes to those who show up.
Correct.
And I think that really is true. It's those organizations about getting involved and connecting with other businesses.
It's correct. A chamber, I tell a lot of the members, a chamber could only do so many things for that business client. But we give the possibilities and the opportunities for that business client to spread its wings within the chamber itself. And that could be anything from luncheons, after hours, just shaking hands. Hey, I'm Mike Williams, and your name is. My business is. It's just starting off on that footing. But it also goes to volunteering, showing up, doing things for the chamber, for the community. And that's kind of where you build your brand. That's where you build your name. And that's where people say, I know that guy. That's Mike.
I will tell you that being involved, because we're a proud member of the Youngsville Chamber of Commerce. It really has helped us connect in a way where for about 8 years of our business, folks didn't even know we existed. And I would love to say it was some really great strategy on my part, but I was like, hey, there's this thing called chambers. Maybe we should sign up for it, and we did. And I want to tell you that it was a transformative experience for our business. We now feel known. We now feel seen. And when I say that we feel enriched, we've met some amazing people like you. And Mark, who's behind the camera today, is with you in something called Leadership Youngsville. Tell me about that program.
Leadership Youngsville is something that was new to me as well. I guess about 6 or 7 years ago, Mayor Ken Ritter, Councilman Ken Stansberry, and Angie Ekman with AdWorks, they were sitting down trying to figure out what would be a great leadership opportunity to have within Youngsville that could create young leaders coming up to show them how the cities operate and how really a community operates. And so Mayor Ken Ritter, Ken Stansberry, and Angie, they got together and they created Leadership Youngsville. It was done really on a basis of trying to figure out can we get really 20 or 30 people to really sign up for this?
Yeah.
And will people really be interested in seeing what kind of goes on behind the scenes in government? And to our great surprise, we had a blockbuster first year. We had 30-some people just sign up. Matter of fact, each year, which we're in our 5th year, but 4 classes due to COVID, each year the classes have grown in size as far as people wanting to attend. Now we're having to limit sizes because you want about 24 people in a class, because that way you get all the attention, you get all the focus, and you don't have to spread it out to 30 or 40 people, because then it's less impact.
Yeah.
And so I think the 24 people that we choose each year, they really have a defined, in-depth class about the city, about the government, about government leaders, about our charitable areas within the city. That's churches, that's volunteer groups, because they get to see all of it, our schools.
Yeah, it's a holistic approach. I mean, I get to sort of live vicariously through Mark, to hear all of the really cool things and experiences that y'all are doing, and to say that it's making a tremendous impact on Mark. I can speak firsthand that every time he walks away inspired. He's moved by what it's doing. And I love the fact that cities like Youngsville and organizations that are actually investing in their future. So many folks just want to think it's going to happen organically, and maybe it will, but to live with intention, that is one of the things that I think the leadership in Youngsville is living with intention, and I think that will get some intentional results and be good for not only Acadiana, but specifically Youngsville, to see it continue to grow.
Correct. I think so as well. I think in a lot of cities, and not specifically Acadiana, but I think in a lot of cities, you have people on 2 sides of a rope pulling, and they're pulling back and forth, but the rope never moves. It only moves like this, back and forth on that line.
Yeah.
In Youngsville, I think we're very, well, I say all of Acadiana, we're very fortunate that the people and our leaders that we have here, they're all usually pulling that rope on the same side.
That's true.
So you actually see that movement happening.
Yep.
And that's how it is actually is in Youngsville, is that rope is moving every year. You see the progression, you see the infrastructure, you see the schools, you see the people moving in, and it's really a positive for us. And it's creating new leaders when we have these students within the classes.
Yep.
We have seen more people volunteer for our churches, our communities, as a whole, that have come from our leadership class, picking trash up on the side of the road. It could be anything.
Organizations like Parish Proud, partnering with cities like Broussard, like Youngsville, like Lafayette. We love seeing that, because it is building a holistic leader.
It is. It is.
Well, that's it for time. My goodness, thank you for what you're doing for all of Acadiana, for Youngsville, of course, specifically, but thank you so much for sitting down with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. I certainly appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome. Well, that's it for this episode. I'm kind of bummed to see it end, because I think I could sit and talk a little bit longer and hear all the amazing things happening in Youngsville and Acadiana. But if you enjoy this content, do me a favor, click that like button, crush the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell to stay up to date with everything we're producing. As always, we hope you're doing well, we hope you're staying safe, and we'll see you in the next one.